Hey y'all, it's Mandy and we're going to talk about my 12th week on Mounjaro. I've stopped and started this video a few times now because there's noise going on in the house. My son is in there thumping around doing something and somebody keeps revving up a motorbike up and down the alley where I live. So I'm just going to go through, and here comes the motorbike. Just going to keep going. So it's my 12th week on Mounjaro. Also, I'm aware that I look like today I've been traveling. We went to our RV in Tennessee again this weekend, and I just came home. I'm still actually doing the laundry and everything. So, but let's get on with the Mounjaro because you probably didn't come here to talk about smudged makeup and frizzy hair. Okay, so last week I gave my shot to myself in my thigh, my right thigh, and that was my fourth dose of 7.5. Now, from the beginning, I have titrated up. Each time I've finished a box, I titrated up to the next dose. So I only did 4 weeks of the 2.5, 4 weeks of the 5, and I just finished my 4th week of the 7.5. But I'm going to stay here. It's working, so I don't see the need in titrating up. And with the way that the shortages and stuff are going, to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's all doses are, on shortage now, if I'm not mistaken. But the higher doses are harder to come by. So I think I'm just going to camp out right here on 7.5 for a bit because, again, it's working, and I just don't feel the need to bump it up if it's working for me. Okay, and also something that I thought about, because I was only taking 4 shots of each dosage, I feel like staying here will give me a better idea of the side effects that I'm having versus injection sites. Now, I know like with each box I injected in at least one spot twice. But it would be like right thigh and left thigh type thing, right arm, left arm. But like I said, this will give me a better idea of, was this side effect worse because I titrated up, or was this side effect, affecting me in a different way because I injected it in my arm instead of my thigh, if that makes sense. Again, that's one of those things that I know it sounds right in my head, but I hope I'm relaying it across to you correctly. That didn't sound right either, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, I would blame that on being tired from traveling, but no, that's just me. That's one of the things I do. Something that I noticed this week that I'm not going to say hasn't happened before, because it very well could have, and I just didn't pay attention. On shot day and the day after, I noticed that food looked a little more appealing to me. Even like food commercials, I would see commercials and be like, "Oh, that looks good," or or "Oh, that smells good." And that was not something, or that's not something that is a norm for me, or that I noticed. Usually, even food commercials, I'm just like, ugh, that don't even sound good. That don't even look good. Nothing sounds good. And that's one reason why you see me oftentimes on here just eating a lot of crackers, especially the first part of the week, when the thought of eating anything heavier than that just kind of makes me nauseous. So that's the reason for all the wheat things that you see me eating. If anybody wondered why, I'm not over here like just purposely trying to live on crackers. It's literally the only thing that don't, just the thought of just make me want to, well, just bland things seem to be better for me in that first, I'm going to say 2 to 3 days of my shot. My stomach feels better. I'll say that. I slept good and woke up good with good energy most days. But this week, I have been more tired than usual just in the evenings. And days 1, 2, and 3, I think it was. Yeah, I had some nausea in the evenings that was worse than what it has been in the past on like 2.5 and 5 milligrams. So I did notice that. And a lot of days this week too, even though I slept good and woke up with good energy, I woke up with a headache. And I know I've said this to you before, but it's just a little reminder. It could be allergies. I'm not saying that it's necessarily the shot. I'm just taking note of everything that I'm noticing. It is allergy season, and I do suffer from seasonal allergies. I do take Claritin every day. So it could have been that and not necessarily the shot. But I'm just, trying to keep track of everything that is happening. And so later on, if I want to or need to, I can just come back and look at all my notes and compare, because these things, it might be a thing for me right now. Today I'll be giving my 5th 7.5 shot. And 2 months from now, if I'm still on the 7.5, it might not even be a thing. So I really want to know, like, do these side effects, or, well, I can't say in general for everybody because everybody's different. I just want to be able to go back and look at my notes and see, if this was a side effect that I'm just, gonna have, or is it a side effect that kind of wore off, if that makes sense, the longer that I was on a specific milligram. On day 3, I did write that I was back to just kind of turning my nose up at food. So days 1 and 2, everything looked good and sounded good to me, which kind of, I won't say is a red flag, but kind of, lets me know that I'm probably going to be on this medicine for, the long haul, which I am type 2 diabetic, if you haven't heard me mention that in any of the videos that you've caught. So it's a medication that, my doctor plans to leave me on. But I'm just saying from my point of view, as far as the weight loss goes, and possibly coming off of it, if it gets to where, like, say I reach my goal weight and I can't stop losing weight, I will consider stopping this medication. And as much as I hate to say it, going back to the metformin, man, that stuff tears me up. So, but we'll worry about that at a later date. I'm not going to get my panties in a wad over something that might not even, be a concern for me. So, and I'm not trying to think like, oh, doom and gloom. I'm just trying to, like, I think there's a fine line between trying to stay positive and think positive and being prepared. But day 3, I was back to just like, thought of even eating anything, just no. And the things that you're going to see at the end of this video that I did eat, I only ate because I knew I needed to eat something. And it was the things that I just made for my family for dinner. And I had a small portion of what they were having. I'm still sleeping longer than what's normal, my normal. So I don't know if I did not go get my iron checked this week. Like I said, I needed to. I didn't. I have no excuse. There was a few days that I was busy helping my daughter, but I'm not going to sit here and act like I couldn't have made the time to go, because I could have, and I just didn't. So I don't know if it's my iron making me feel that way again and it's time for an infusion, or if it's just the 7.5 and my body is still like adjusting to the higher dose. So time will tell. Also, something that I have noticed before now, but my stomach's growling. But I'm really noticing it more in the past 2 weeks or so, is loose skin. Now, I'm not going to go into depth about all the things that I have found in my research pertaining to loose skin and how to, I don't want to say eliminate it. Well, you can eliminate it, but it's not in the way that most people want to hear. But improve it, or, you know, trying to avoid it, just on the things that I have found on my research. Because I'm going to make a whole entire video dedicated just to that, because I feel like it's going to make this video, somebody is having a good time out there on that bike. It's going to make this video too long, and I feel like I already get on here and run my jaws long enough. So I'm going to just save all the detailed stuff for later. So if that's something that you don't want to miss, make sure you're subscribed and give this video a thumbs up. My shameless little plug here. It helps the algorithm and it pushes my video out so that more people can see it. So be sure to subscribe, click that bell so that you don't miss that video and any of the others. Okay, so I came across a video. It's been several months ago. It was put up by, I don't remember if it was a surgeon or a dermatologist, but anyway, it was a doctor. And the discussion was on, or his video, he made just a comment. It was a short, actually, about loose skin. And there was people chiming in. And I usually don't get in on the comments on stuff. But I kept reading that shit. And I was just like, are these people like his friends and just getting on here and saying stuff to get him the comments? Or, I mean, 'cause surely to God, these people don't believe some of the stuff that they're saying. And I thought, well, are they just being silly? Or, I mean, because you know how people do. But again, I'm going to try I don't want to go into detail about how I feel about the certain things pertaining to loose skin. But when somebody says to you, oh, just do this one thing and you'll avoid loose skin altogether. Like, you don't even have to worry about loose skin. Don't listen to anything that they say. Probably everything that comes out of their mouth is a lie. Or just uneducated, pushing hot air out of their body, saying something to hear their own self-talk type of thing. Now, I'm not a person that tries to tiptoe around anything, but I'm not on here trying to purposely, you know, get into a debate or step on anybody's toes or anything like that either. But I say what I feel, and that's just that. So if that bothers you, then it's probably ain't the channel you want to be watching. I'm a blunt person, but also at the same time, I'm not closed-minded. So if and I'm okay with, you know, if somebody knows something better than I do, or knows more about it than I do, please correct me in the comments. But just be nice about it. You know, that's the only thing I ask, is I don't know everything. I don't think any one person knows everything about everything. But constructive criticism is okay. But just being flat out rude and mean, that's not okay. So, over time, when your skin is stretched out, I'll start by saying that, your elastin and collagen fibers are damaged. Period. The longer that you are overweight and have your skin stretched out, the more those fibers become damaged. Now, this is not opinion. This is like a scientific fact. You can Google it and look at the resources and all that. So the likelihood of that skin bouncing back is decreased greatly the longer that said skin was stretched out of its original place. Which is going to be with anything. If you think about it, ladies, if you have an elastic hair tie, like, I think that's the kind I have in, yeah, like this kind. See? Now, the more I use this one ponytail holder and I keep stretching it and all that, I'm going to have to replace it because it's going to lose its elasticity. It's not going to hold my hair as tight as it did the first time that I used it. It's the same concept with their skin, okay? So, in this conversation, there were people saying in the comments, I'll say this and then I'm going to get off of this. They said, if you intermittent fast, you won't have any loose skin at all. I'm like, well, that is a broad statement to make because there are so many factors that go into a person having loose skin and being able to improve loose skin. And those factors being, how are you going to say that if you don't know how old that person is? Because if you know anything, and most ladies do, well, and men too. I don't mean to make it sound like, men don't care about their skin or skincare and things. But your body stops producing as much collagen after the age of, I think it's 25. Your collagen production starts going downhill. So that's a factor. Like, do you know how old that person is that you're saying that to? How long have they been overweight? How much weight did they lose? Because, it's just kind of like a no-brainer. The more weight you have to lose and the more your skin was stretched out and filled with fat and then that fat's gone, the more loose skin's going to be left. So, what have I said? Age. How long were they overweight? How much weight did they have to lose? Genetics play a factor. And has that person ever been a smoker? How long did they smoke? Because that can mess up your skin, not just on your face, because smoking, again, I'm not going to get into deep on this, but if I'm not mistaken, smoking can kind of like have a dehydrating effect on your body, like in your skin. It's been a while since I read up on this, but if I'm not mistaken, that is a possibility. If that's not true, then nicely correct me in the comments. And sun exposure. Are you talking to somebody who is, in the past been a sun worshiper? Are they still worshiping the sun, or do they use, sunblock? There's so many things that play a role in a person having loose skin and the amount of loose skin that they have. So to put everybody under that one blanket of, oh, just do this and you won't have it at all, I got a problem with that. I don't have a problem with saying this can help, or there's a possibility you won't have loose skin if you do this. But just to kind of make such a generalized statement and say, oh, no, if you do this, you won't. No. So some of the things, I'm going to move on, that can help improve loose skin. Staying hydrated, weightlifting, because, again, you're putting muscle back to where some fat used to be, so it will fill that space in some. Now, creams and things like that, I'm going to save that for the other video, but don't spend a ton of money on collagen creams and stuff like this, promising to do this and do that. I did get some of the Sol de Janeiro Bum Bum cream. I wanted it anyway just because I liked the way it smelled. But I did use it how it said to use it. Now, this was for cellulite, not loose skin. But the oil did promise to improve the appearance of loose skin. Some of those things can give you like a temporary tightening effect. But again, it is temporary. And most of those things, it's caffeine, usually. But collagen is something that you need to address from the inside out, because I should be saving this for the other video. I'm already 20 minutes in. But anyway, collagen molecules are too large for your skin to absorb them. I'll go ahead and say that just because I don't want to leave that comment like a cliffhanger or whatever, or not explain myself as to why I feel the way I feel about that. But there's other things that can improve your skin that the molecules are small enough for your skin to actually absorb. One thing that I have been doing is I have been mixing, oh crap, it's all the rage right now. I've been doing it on and off for years though. Castor oil in with my lotion. And the reason that I've been mixing just a little bit in with my lotion is because it helps the castor oil to feel less tacky on your skin. So if castor oil is something that you're thinking about or doing and you don't like the way it leaves your skin feeling, try that. I use Palmer's cocoa butter. If you know me, you know all things coconut over here. Palmer's is like my holy grail. As far as moisturizers go, I love it. I've used it for years. And I'll probably never switch, to be honest. I even use it on my face. But I'll put like one pump. I have the big pumps in my hand of the lotion, and just like a dab of the castor oil, and then mix it in, and it helps the castor oil to absorb quicker. That's my little tip of the day. Protein can help improve your elastin and collagen in your skin. So there are things that you can do to help improve your skin to some degree. But these are things that will help your skin, even if it's not, an issue with loose skin after weight loss. Just help your skin texture. If you're getting old, which we're all getting older. We're older now than we was 5 minutes ago, technically. So, but these are things that, will help improve your skin overall. And last but certainly not least, sometimes the only thing that will get rid of loose skin is, and I know this is going to not sit well with some people, and I'm not saying that, you need to do it, but it's going under the knife. It's just all there is to it. Now, I am not against having cosmetic surgeries. I mean, I had a tummy tuck. I think it's each to their own. It's a decision you have to make. Is it right for you? If it's not right for you, then that's fine. But you don't have to be mean to somebody else who feels that's the right thing for them. Like, it's just not necessary, y'all. It's just not needed. So let's get into the numbers, because I have yapped for, here we are, 23 minutes. Okay, now, speaking of coconuts, before I move on, look, I'm about to put y'all on something here. If you drink soda, I'm not telling you to drink soda, but if you are already drinking pop, we call it pop where I live. But if you're already drinking it and you like coconut, I'm about to tell you something here. I found this in Tennessee this weekend. Look, I did not hesitate to put this in my cart. I was like, say what? I seen the coconut before I seen what it said, because y'all know I can't see without these. Well, I seen the 0 sugar, and then I seen that it was a different colored can, and then I seen the coconut, and I was like, oh, we're getting that. I love coconut, I love Dr. Pepper, and it is not disappointing me. Something else, if you do, I'm not telling you to do this, But if you are a person who enjoys a little, adult beverage from time to time, I don't see there's anything wrong with that. Even if you are actively trying to lose weight, you still got to live life. If you cut out every single thing that you enjoy that brings you joy, you're probably going to throw your hands up and just quit altogether. But occasionally, it's okay. So I said all that to say, if you are that person who occasionally allows yourself an alcoholic drink, you like coconuts, and you like soda, bet some Malibu would make this even better. Bet. So, that's just a little idea. Do with that what you will. I'm not telling you to do it. If you're on Mounjaro and watching this video, you're probably grown anyway and do what you want to do. Now, I'm not saying that there's not kids on Mounjaro, because there are, but my video is like for 18 and above. So if you're on here and you're 18 and under, look, that's between you and your parents. I'm not your mother. I mother my own children. You're somebody else's problem. So let's get in these numbers, okay? My starting weight. Now, this was before I started my pre-op. And I'm going back, like I say in every video, with my gastric sleeve numbers, because there's people who have been with me from day one and follow my weight loss journey after weight loss surgery and not just GLP-1, okay? Before I started my pre-op diet for gastric sleeve in 2020, my starting weight was 259.2. The day of surgery, I weighed 250 pounds. I cannot believe I'm on the internet saying this shit, but here we are. After, I think almost 2 years, it was, year and a half, something like that, I had some regain after I had a tummy tuck. It was due to, not being able to get up and be as mobile, and I wasn't making the best food choices, considering I could not exercise, and I know some people say no food is bad food. Well, I get that to a degree, and I understand that. But, just like this, if you're going to go drinking this and put Malibu in it, just do it on occasion. Don't do it all the time, because it will affect your progress. I promise. Now, I'm not saying that food is the enemy, because it's not. And I'm not saying that there is a bad food and a good food. But I'm going to say there are better choices than others, okay? So during this time that I could not get up off my ass and exercise, I was making the not so better choices with the food, okay? And so that led to some weight gain. The day I started GLP-1, I weighed in on my scale at 199.9. And I actually did not have an appointment that day with my doctor. I seen that scale and I was like, oh, hell no. I worked too hard to get under 200 pounds. I'm going to see my doctor today. And that day she started me on Saxenda. Then I got off that weight gain, or that regain, got back down to 177. And that's what I weighed when I went in for my tummy tuck. And last week I weighed in at 161.8. I'm going to go ahead and tell you my total numbers up to there before I tell you what I weighed this week, okay? So, from the start of Mounjaro, I've lost 18.2 pounds. From the start of the GLP-1, I've lost 41.1 pounds. Day of surgery, I've lost 91.2. Okay, last week, like I said, I weighed in at 161.8. This week, I weighed in at 158.8, which means I'm down 3 pounds. But my total, when I was writing these numbers down, I was like, oh my God, it happened. I'm officially down 100 pounds. 100.4 to be exact. And I just mentioned this in my last video, that I had just from the beginning thought, how cool would it be to be able to say that I lost 100 pounds. Here I am saying it. And it feels pretty damn cool. Now, but I'm not done. I'm not, 158 is not my goal. It came up in conversation today when we were traveling home. We had stopped to eat on the way home, and one of my daughters went with us, and her kids and fiance. And I asked her, I said, if I weighed in at 158 this morning, what do you think, because you see me all the time, what do you think my goal should be? She said, 158, you need to stop. But she's just that kind of person that I was actually expecting her to say something, sarcastic, like 165. That's my daughter. But my husband says that he thinks I should stop too. But what matters most is how I'm feeling about it. So I'm going to go ahead and keep doing what I'm doing until I get to 150. Because all along I was like, my goal is 150-ish. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep doing what I'm doing until I get to there, and then kind of reevaluate. And I have some pictures, full body pictures, that I may or may not be brave enough to do, some updated ones and do a side-by-side comparison. We'll see. Maybe if I put some Malibu in this before then, you might see those pictures. It'll give me, a little more bravery, so to speak. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to have the guts to do that. It's real vulnerable to put pictures of yourself out there like that, especially when you feel how you feel, if how you feel is just not the greatest. But we'll see. I'll, revisit it when I hit 150 and see, where I'm at with that. So if that's something you want to see, make sure you subscribe and click that bell so you will get that notification. So, but yes, officially down 100 pounds, and I'm not a vain person, but I do believe in, giving yourself the credit that you deserve. And I will say I'm proud of myself. I had some road, bumps in the road along the way, but hey, such is life. It happens. The main thing is, that you keep going, and you just don't give up. And if you just take a little break and regroup, give your body a break, give your mind a break, that's fine. It's, who are you trying to beat? Who are you running a race with somebody? Or if you are, it's not a good thing to do. Really, my biggest competition is me. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. My biggest competition and critic has been me. And I say competition in the sense that a lot of times I am what hindered my progress. But, I recognized it and did what needed to be done to address it. And another thing that I'm going to be addressing is, again, not to say that some foods are, that foods are bad and foods are good, but the things that I have been eating are not necessarily the best choices as far as, providing nutrients that my body needs. And I am aware of that. And I have thought about it, because if I don't stay on this medication, I need to have healthier habits in place, which I typically eat healthier than what you've seen on these videos. But my thing since starting a GLP-1 is, if I can only take 3 bites of something, I need it to be higher calorie, higher fat, higher everything, because that's probably the only 3 bites I'm going to take today, and I need to get it in, get some calories in. So the closer I get to my goal weight, I'll probably talk to my doctor about maybe even backing up a dose, depending on how things are going. The longer I'm on 7.5, if it keeps doing for me what it's doing now, I don't think 7.5 is my maintenance dose. I think it'll be back to the 5 milligram. But time will tell. That's for another video, because Jesus Christ, I thought this was going to be a short one, just like I thought several others were going to be. But no, here we are. Could have watched The Big Bang Theory one episode and half of another by now. So I'm going to let you go. Thank you for watching. And if you stuck out to the end, then you're the real MVP. I will give you that. I appreciate you watching. If you're new here, welcome. Stick around. I do all sorts of things here. It's not just weight loss. It's travel, foods. Sometimes I will just randomly throw up what I'm cooking for dinner, recipes, grocery hauls, all sorts of things. I try out things. I'm currently working on a video comparing some self-tanners, which is, that takes some time because, you know, you have to let that stuff wear off and then repeat. But I'm still rambling, so just go ahead and subscribe and click that bell so that you don't miss any of the things that we do over here. We're doing some remodeling and all that jazz, and I want to take you guys along with us for the ride. Hope everybody's well. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys. Real quick, my comment about not seeing anything wrong with treating yourself to an occasional alcoholic drink, even if you're actively trying to lose weight, that does not apply to you if you are new weight loss surgery patient. Put it down, sis. Don't even reach for the soda. You ain't supposed to be touching none of that for like the first year. That is what, you know, the majority of the people that I know that has had weight loss surgery and the videos that I've watched on YouTube have said, and that's what my doctor told me. Of course, you do what your doctor tells you, but my comment with that is people who are, you know, 3+ years out, or at least that 1 year, but out a while and your weight's kind of stabilized, because that your body absorbs things totally different after weight loss surgery, including alcohol. Don't get yourself in a mess, okay? Watch it.